So back to the original topic, this bizarre sign outside of Rutland County Democrat Headquarters or whatever it is. But I do want to just kind of wrap up the whole supposed libertarian Matt Hill thing. Before we get to any of that, though, please like, subscribe, and comment. So Matt Hill, the supposed libertarian running against Bernie Sanders, I was talking about the non-libertarian stuff he believes in. There actually is disagreement amongst libertarians on certain key issues: open borders, abortion, and some of the woke stuff. But there are certain things that, as far as I know, every libertarian agrees on. Bringing more federal jobs to Vermont would not be something. Libertarians are for slashing federal jobs. I guess the hardcore ones would be for eliminating all federal jobs. But at the very least, they're for slashing them. Libertarians would not advocate for using tax dollars to fund healthcare, and they are not for gun control of any kind. So, anyway, enough of that. Libertarians are interesting people, and it's a interesting party, even though there's a lot of disagreement. I encourage everybody to look into it. So back to this bizarre sign, this 1984-esque sign, Love and Democracy. Let's start with the love. Willie Brown, I don't know much about that, but apparently Kamala had a relationship with a guy named Willie Brown many years ago. I guess he liked younger women and was known to help them further their careers. Again, I really don't know much about it, but I believe that is true. And Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, his first wife, I guess it was, he cheated on her and got somebody pregnant. I had originally heard it was a nanny, but I looked into it a little further and I was reading teacher. At any rate, it's very clear he cheated on his wife and knocked up somebody. And I normally don't support digging up stuff like that from people's past, but if you're going to call yourself the candidate of love, then you open yourself up to that. Democracy, that's even more strange, much more strange. How is she the candidate of democracy? No voter chose her. She tried this in 2020 or for the 2020 presidential nomination, Democrat nomination. She failed miserably. People did not like her as a candidate. She was not liked as vice president either. Joe Biden was chosen to be the candidate. He won the primary, and there's just so much weird stuff going on with that whole thing, Joe Biden and dementia or Parkinson's or whatever it is. But I don't want to get too deep into that, even though obviously it's all intertwined. But no voter chose Kamala Harris for this election. Joe Biden was the candidate. He was forced out by Nancy Pelosi and others, and Kamala was put in his place. Who did that? I don't know. Obviously, Nancy Pelosi had something to do with it. I guess the DNC, Barack Obama, Schumer. Who knows? Nobody really knows. We do know that the voters didn't choose her. So to call her the candidate of democracy is weird, to say the least. I could go on and on about that, but I guess that's good for now. So on to some of the other signs and races. Becca Ballant obviously won. Don't get me started on her. William Knott, I was a little surprised that he lost, but in hindsight, I guess it really wasn't surprising. He was an incumbent, so that was surprising. But I think, you know, some Democrats who are incumbents throughout the state lost because people are just not happy with the way things are going. He's a nice guy. I knew him years ago. It's been a long time, but from what I remember, he was a really nice guy. But we got some problems around here. Homelessness and crime, and that's just the city. We got the state and the country. And so, some Democrats that you would expect to win because they're incumbents did not win. Robin Chestnut Tangerman, also an incumbent who lost. Don't know much about him or her. I know the name. I've known it for years, but I don't know if it's a man or a woman, so it's kind of weird. But again, an incumbent, but people just aren't happy. I'm kind of surprised that more Republicans didn't win. There was the flipping of some seats in the Senate and the House, but while the Democrats and progressives lost their supermajority, they still have a majority. So um, I'm kind of surprised that there weren't more Democrat losses and progressive losses and Republican wins. We got the Zuckerman sign off to the left there, Lieutenant Governor. He lost. I was a little more surprised about that one. From what I understand, he did concede, but also said that it's technically not over. The legislature can choose to put him in over his opponent. I'm blanking on the name. I guess in Vermont, I don't know if it's for all races or just certain races. If someone gets less than 50%, the legislature can make the decisions. So he conceded, but said, "Hey, it's out of my hands, but if the legislature wants to put me in, they can." And so there we go. Lots more to talk about there, but I guess I'm just going to call it a day. Thanks for watching.